and welcome to Filmfolket's podcast. We that speaks today is Göran,
Johannes,
Alexander,
and Björn.
Today's movie is Airplane. The movie in brief.
A flight from LA to Chicago faces trouble when both passengers and crew come down with severe food poisoning. It falls to the traumatized Air Force veteran Ted Stryker to land the plane, a task complicated by the general chaos on board and on the ground.
That's a good summary. This is a really good movie when it comes to slapstick, and it's funny again to see Leslie Nielsen in this kind of role. And also a lot of reference humor and funny stuff on either the airport with different strange magazines to the captain talking to the radio, and I heard that. And okay. And all the other funny stuff that happens on the plane.
I really love the flow of the comedy in these kind of movies. Everything's happened so fast. There's so much happening all the time. But it flows really well, and I like the pacing.
I totally agree, especially when it comes to all this kind of random stuff. When there's putting in a scene where a guy comes from the roof and starts smiling, or this kind of Johnny, for an example, that he's so random, starts to sing and it breaks into the next scene or whatever.
It's a spoof on the 1957 disaster movie 0 Hour, alongside some similar plane crisis movies, and it actually effectively torpedoed the disaster genre for a time, as nobody could take it seriously anymore. It's also Leslie Nielsen's first comedy role, cast specifically because he was a serious actor with a deadpan manner, put in a ridiculous situation, and that's something he would later apply to the Naked Gun movies and other things. It's the director team's first proper movie making use of the kind of gag-a-minute comedy that's come to define later movie spoofs and parodies, in a style that's kind of different to previous parodies like Mel Brooks style movies.
And I must say, the music is always on point with the jokes.
Mm-hmm.
It really makes the jokes land, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I totally agree. And also this kind of funny scenes where we have seen a lot in meme culture, either this classic scene when he's trying to land the plane and you see him sweating and it's like a Niagara fall of sweats that comes from his forehead, and also all the people that is trying to calm down this lady, and there's a line of people that either want to punch her or
Shake her violently.
shake her or shoot her.
Yeah.
So it's really silly and funny.
Snap out of it, woman, and this whole line is going to try to snap her out of it when she's starting to panic in the plane. Yeah. Oh. It was actually the case that many of the actors present weren't really sure what kind of movie this was supposed to be. And basically only a handful really went with it. Leslie Nielsen actually infamously equipped various people with these whoopee cushions, these fart noise making things. And it was more or less a force of nature. They really couldn't stop him with that.
And we also have this kind of jokes that are kind of a dying area, especially when it comes to this pilot that is talking to a young child about things that it's not appropriate to talk to a child about. And also the funny talk that he had with Leslie Nielsen's character when they couldn't guess when they were gonna land the plane.
Oh yeah.
And all those jokes makes this movie so funny.
I really love the joke when the journalist comes to the airport, and then they're going to take some pictures, and they go ahead and they take the pictures from the wall in the steel. It's a really funny joke.
Yeah, when they take down the picture frames from the wall and take them away.
It never gets old. I really love it.
Yeah.
And I also like the person that has all kind of troubles, that it was too late to stop smoking, drinking, using all kind of drugs. So I also like his character really much.
Yeah, and when one passenger asked a lady beside him if she wanted some of his whiskey,
Oh yeah.
and she declined, and then proceeds to take some coke up the nose.
Yeah. This movie is certainly a product of its time, because many of these jokes wouldn't fly today.
No, they would not. Or the old white lady who's trying to speak like a gangster.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, the jive talking.
Yeah, jive talking.
That was an entire thing. The actors actually worked out their own lines there. The lady that effectively communicates with them actually cooperated off set, and they worked out their dialogue in a kind of impromptu fashion. They didn't really have a script for it.
Oh yeah.
They just settled on the way they were supposed to talk, and as it was filmed, they basically improvised their lines.
It sounded really good.
Yeah.
I really love the intro also, with a plane, and they make it sound like Jaws.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the plane in the clouds. Also really funny.
Another character that I like a lot is Otto, the autopilot that is like a blow-up doll that this what is her role in like the plane?
The doll?
A stewardess.
And she was gonna blow up the doll, and it looks so wrong when Leslie was gonna come in, and it looks like she was doing something else, and the doll makes the face, and then after they smoke a cigarette. Yeah.
It's such a great joke with the doll. Otto, the autopilot. It's
It's so stupid, but it's so great.
Just wondering what could have been done different and other thoughts.
Well, it's a movie that doesn't take itself particularly seriously, so it's part of the charm when some things is made bad on purpose, like the scene when one of the pilots that was off duty had to come in, and they had a green screen behind the car that was standing still but was looking like it was driving, and somewhere along they drove over a person on a bike, and it didn't look good at all, but it was very on purpose, I would say. So yeah, things could be better, but it's part of the movie, so I don't really see it as a problem.
Yeah, I think so too, and it's fun when he makes parody out of famous movies like Stay Alive, when they were dancing on the floor and he was doing some weird moves, or she was holding him up and flying around the whole floor. So it's a lot of things that makes it funny when it make parody out of famous movies.
I think that's a really interesting thing when they try to recreate these classic scenes from different movies and really make fun of them, because it takes a lot of effort to really replicate it in a recognizable way.
I got nothing more to say. I really love this movie, and I recommend it to everyone to watch.
One piece of trivia here is that the scene where, in the flashback, where they're kissing on the beach in the style of From Here to Eternity, that's the exact same beach that's in the ending scene of the original Planet of the Apes movie.
Okay, that is a fun fact.
As for what could have been done differently, I just recognized very clearly that when the plane has landed, when it's supposed to be laying there without its wheels and everything and spitting sparks, it's very obvious that it's a miniature. They maybe could have done something there to make it a little more believable. But I suspect a lot of the budget was blown on that one gag where the whatever the name is, the guy who directs the planes to land with his glowing thingies, where he leads the plane straight into that waiting hall.
Yeah.
Breaking a window. I think that was a pretty expensive special effect to make, so it might have eaten a lot of the budget.
I would assume it would do that.
Well, I don't have anything else to add either, so other days for next time.
Are we going to start with horror movies and such, maybe?
I was wondering if we'd run the Addams Family movies. And besides that, watching this one, I'm reminded that we kind of neglected to watch the Kentucky Fried Movie, which is the precursor to this one by the same directors. But that's kind of more of a skit movie than a thing with an actual plot. Even if it does have a pretty lengthy skit, that's basically a parody of an entire movie.
Oh yeah, we gotta watch that.
At some point, certainly. Yeah.
Well, I wish you all goodbye for this time, and don't forget to watch, like, and subscribe. See you next time.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye for now.